Hey everyone, ArdrethShadow here, and welcome back to Crush Crush. So previously, I finally got through with Pepper, and ironically, it, I guess if you missed out on her before, you have a chance. November 15th, which is oddly enough my birthday, but yeah. So I just find it ironic that I just recorded that episode for her, and then like a few days later it's like, oh hey, yeah, the spring event is coming back, and I'm like, I literally just got through with her. So yeah, so then it'll be time for you to saddle up and make sure you get your diamonds ready if you have them, because Lord knows we're gonna need all the help we can get. Don't know why I turned southern there. Right now we have the event going on for the pinup that you got from the 12 Days of Balls. God knows how many years ago that was. Collect all 7 tokens, or drop the diamonds, whichever works for you, but I don't have to do that anymore because I got it. Okay, and now that we're kind of going through everyone here, let me see, so the only ones I need still are Ranma and Bree. One of these days I'll do the phone fling with her. And then we previously unlocked Nightingale from the rerun of the... Or, I called it a rerun because it felt like a rerun, but I know it wasn't. But anyway, I think... I know I'm gonna be kind of putting off Kira, but considering we just finished with the event for getting the outfits for her, and, well, her, I think it's only fitting, so why not? Dare I say, why not? Oh boy. It's like, I don't want to think about Cal 3 or when I took up to Physics 3 or any of those courses right now. You're sitting in the front row of Miss Desiree's advanced physics class when, partway through the lesson, you spot something glinting in the light. The fire in her eyes? No. No. Whatever it is, it's landed right on Miss Desiree's perfect head. You raise your hand to let her know, only for you to realize that what you saw was her first gray hair! Well then. Oh, self-esteem crushed. Jeez. Mortified, Miss Desiree dismisses her students almost an hour early. You should probably stay after class and find some way to make her feel better. Just let those words sink in for a moment. I'm here like... You know, you could take this sentence out of context and it could lead to something completely different.
I'm like the Crypt Keeper.
Well, then you're a very hot Crypt Keeper, and okay, well, what am I talking about? All right, let's see here. Age 28, birthday November 28th. So your birthday's some few days after mine is. Hobby, golf. Blood type A. Favorite job is legal. Probably because she had to take Jean Jack Hoff to court. Favorite food? Hors d'oeuvres. Book is her gift preference. Physics professor, smart, and D.
If you want to get my attention, I would much rather you raise your hand, or make an appointment to meet with me during my scheduled office hours.
You're not gonna stand me up like my actual Physics 3 physics professor did, right? Or be waiting for me like my Cal 3 teacher, or my Cal 3 professor did, who... I swear, I almost feel like the only reason she passed me was she kind of liked how much effort I was putting into it, and I guess she... Well, I would hate to think that it was because she, like, liked me or something like that, but... Anyhow, let's see.
Of course, it's a law of the universe that all matter succumbs to entropy and decay over time. But why does it have to show on my face?
I don't know. I wasn't there at the meeting, so I can't say.
Why couldn't you have just raised your hand to ask a tedious question already answered in the course syllabus, like everyone else?
What's the meaning of centripetal motion? Okay, you mean like that?
Of course, it's a law of the... If you want to get my... This is going right where I put all my world's best teacher mugs. In a box labeled thrift store donations.
Damn, way to shoot me down like that. Okay, I guess she doesn't really say a whole lot now, so let's just give her books. We're gonna go ahead and send the books!
I am too young to be going gray already. This is all down to that no-good, sleazy clod, Dean Hoff, and the unnecessary stress he put me through.
That's right! You get gray hairs due to stress, so it's not because you're old. Yes, I mean, well, yeah, you're not old at all. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Ipso facto, if stress is what's causing me to age prematurely, and my aging prematurely is causing me to feel more stressed... Oh, no!
It's a vicious cycle that feeds into itself. Literally.
Yes, what is it? Do you have a question? Preferably about the course material this time.
I have a question. How many galoshes died to make that little number? Okay, well, anyway. Alright, me being stupid aside, let's see... okay, well, we can talk to her some more.
I can still be the young, fun professor, can't I? Gray hair is no impediment to me moving class outside, for example.
Oh boy, outside class! I mean, that was in my geology days where we would literally take hikes all around the campus, and some in the mountainous areas outside of campus. And then the mountains in New Mexico, and Colorado, and Utah. I've been to Utah. So, yeah. We literally had the world as our classroom at times, so, you know, why not? You can learn about physics outside. Physics can happen outside.
Why couldn't you have just... The old wives' tale asserts that if I pluck this gray hair, then 2 more will sprout in its place. Luckily for me, old wives' tales have no basis in actual science.
I guess because old wives' tales are nothing but a load of hooey with unconfounded knowledge with no basis to stand on.
I can still be the young... Some days there simply just isn't enough coffee in the teacher's lounge.
Yeah, I guess it do be one of those days.
Let's just stick to the course material until my ego has had time to recover.
Really? How long will that take?
Why couldn't you have just... Excuse me? No horseplay in the lab.
Okay. Oh my god, what's that? Alright, let's just give her stuff now.
This is going right where I put all my world's best... I still have half a mind to keep you after class, you cheeky little confection.
You do realize this could lead to something completely different than what you're thinking of, right? I said it before! You're just adding to that.
You wouldn't consider that a punishment. We'll see about that.
Yeah, in fact, I could imagine a lot of students wanting to stay after class with you.
I can't believe your attention wandered like that during my very stimulating lecture. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed!
Okay. Oh my god, choose. Okay, let's talk to her a bit.
According to the principles of time dilation, if only I were moving at a sufficient speed, then my rate of aging, relatively speaking, would decrease. Of course, the velocity required to produce a noticeable effect is well beyond our current technology. Also, I might get motion sickness.
My god, I practically have to get up close and personal with my monitor here just to see this. Look at how small that is. Well, yeah, well, I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. It's like, I'm sorry, the relative motion of what?
That's quarks, not quacks. I teach physics, not while away my days by an idyllic little pond at the park. Although that does sound nice now that I think of it.
If anything, Jack Hoff is a quack. I am not a duck, I am Rolf!
According to the principles of time Excuse me? I can still be the... Maybe an early retirement with my stacks of settlement money isn't such a bad idea after all.
Oh yeah, that's right, she was loaded. Like that swimming pool there with the money, and yeah, she was loaded, so... You know, come to think of it, you could just retire and become a millionaire or something. I don't know, invest it in stocks and get rich that way, and... Well, I don't know. Maybe she just loves her teaching job so much that... Like, in a sense, if you take that away from her, what does she have left? And obviously, when Jack Hoff did take the job away from her, she was wasting away again in Margaritaville, so... probably not the best idea.
I can still... Excuse me? Having taken the time to set my feelings aside and assess this situation more analytically, it seems unfair of me to hold you responsible for a natural process which you merely observed.
Yeah, it wasn't like I went and put the gray hair in that pretty little head of yours. You know, it's like, I didn't wake up this morning being like, I'm gonna make her feel ashamed of herself, and then I'm gonna have a big laugh about it later. That's totally not what happened, so... You know, although, yeah, I guess to be fair, it's like... It is impolite to point it out, especially in front of a ton of people, so... you know, I guess it's kind of complicated.
And further to that conclusion, so what? So what if I'm showing outward signs of aging? My sexual vibrancy is not limited by the melanin deposits in my hair, and as a scientist, I'll prove it.
Hello. And just how are you gonna prove it? Oh my... Don't answer that, viewers. I think we all know where she's going with that. But yeah, if anything, there's guys out there who love older women, so... You know...
It's traditional to make an offering of an apple when greeting one's teacher. But in my case, a coffee with a generous splash of Irish cream wouldn't go amiss.
I would probably have to look into that because, well, as most of you might know, I'm not really much of a coffee drinker, so I know next to nothing about coffee. And I was going to say that, come to think of it, I mean, she is about my age, so, you know, it could work out. Anyhow, let's see here. She wants more books and a bunch of designer bags. Well, let's talk to her now. See if she says anything else. Ah.
That's quarks. According to the principles of... Students are always asking me how they can improve their grade. You're the first to ask how to improve my day.
Yes, because little do they know that sometimes the teacher's mood may very well affect how your grade is. Like, yeah, no joke. Going back to my Physics 3 professor... what was I gonna say? One of my classmates from my geology days told me how she got the feeling he went kind of easy on her because she would show up to his office showing that she was eager to learn. And I guess it also didn't help that quite a few guys in my geology clique did kind of have a thing for her because, well... So who knows, it probably wouldn't be too far-fetched. Just saying. Anyhow, yeah, the the professor's mood could very well sway them one way or the other. Like, if they really hate you, they might be here like, screw this guy. I want to see him fail. And they will try to find any little excuse to dock points from you. Alright, do you say anything else? Because I've been getting a few repeats.
Next will be frown lines, most likely. But I earned those by staring with my brow furrowed at complex mathematical equations. On me, they'll have to start referring to them as genius lines.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure I've been doing a lot of that whenever I was looking at calculus or physics books. So then, by that logic, I should be a critically high genius with a lot of genius lines.
Albert Einstein's gray hair never seemed to negatively impact his viability as a romantic or sexual partner for his numerous and varied paramours.
I think this was information that I wasn't ready for. I wasn't here thinking about Albert Einstein's relationships and... okay, sure, yeah, let's go with that. While I have all this information that I didn't know or really want to know.
Excuse me? No horseplay in the lab.
And now she's there like, oh... Okay, I guess that's all she says there. So let's go ahead and send the books!
Oh, is this the sort of thing one usually gifts to their young, sexy professors? Because I swear I've seen something like this in a retirement-aged colleague's office.
Why, yes, I'm pretty sure they have tons of books in their office. In fact, a few of my geology professors and chemistry professors had tons of books in their office. Although, to be fair, a few of them were a bit on the older side. So... I guess you're not wrong in that regard. Alright, let's just give her the designer bags now.
You were a good student. Other than that one notable exception, you weren't disruptive in class. And you didn't fall asleep even once.
Yeah, although, what are the chances that Marshmallow understood a single thing that she was saying? He was probably too distracted. Not that I'd blame him.
So, I suppose what I'm saying is, you're welcome to sit in on my classes again if you like. I won't even charge you tuition.
Does that mean you were charging me tuition before? I don't remember, actually.
Of course you can carry my books. I should warn you, though. The average physics text has a noticeable force of gravitational attraction with the Earth. That is to say, they're heavy AF.
Yeah, you don't need to remind me. I carry textbooks from physics, as well as my physics lab textbooks, and my physics workbooks, so yes, I know that all too well, let me tell you. There's a reason why I'm here like saying, I remember those days, you can't make me go back, I will never go back. End of story, bye-bye. See you later. But anyway, okay, we can take her out on the date, but let's talk to her first. Do you have anything new for me to see? Or, well, technically, yes, new for me to see here.
A train is traveling 100 kilometers an hour. But riding that train is a common housefly, who is currently buzzing his way from the caboose to the engine at the 8 km/h speed, typical of his species. How fast is he really flying?
He's flying at ludicrous speed! Okay, well, not really. And I'm not even gonna try to figure this out. Seriously, I'm here like, I'm done with that. I got my degree, and I never want to look back at these types of questions ever again.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Compliments on my brilliance are always welcome. But there are times that compliments on my brilliant bod are even better. This is one of those times, by the way.
Well, if you say so. I mean, I already made a comment about how many galoshes died to make that little number. And, well, on the spot, I can't really think of anything right now, so I guess I'll give you a rain check on that. Because, yeah, I can't think of anything right now on the spot. I don't like being put in the spotlight like this so suddenly.
There are days I want to debate the limitations of time travel within the framework of Einstein's theory of special relativity. And then there are days I want to watch a sexy TV show about going back in time and falling in love with a shirtless warrior. Sometimes they are the same day.
Okay. Is this a reference to something specific?
Wait a minute.
So I'm just here like, well, I mean, considering I'm not part of the demographic they're going for, I'm just here like, yeah, I don't know anything. Unless you, well, yeah, sexy TV show, no idea. Unless you're talking about like watching the movie 300 and having the hots for Gerard Butler, well then, okay, sure.
The latest issue of my subscription to Communications in Mathematical Physics should be waiting for me when I arrive home today. I wonder who's on the cover this week. I can hardly wait to find out.
Why? Who is it? Is he better than me? It's okay. I'll just go crawl into my cardboard box and cry myself to sleep then. Go ahead and sleep with him. It won't hurt my feelings. Either that or... Is it gonna be like some kind of crazy twist? Is like, oh hey, she's on the magazine, and like, hello. Oh, and you're in the friend zone with Miss Desiree. Teacher's pet, huh? Oh my... I don't think I was really much of a teacher's pet back then. Like, I never really had it in me to try sucking up to teachers. If anything, all I ever did was I just tried to be a good student, get my work in on time. I hardly talked to anybody because I was too shy, and talking to people kind of freaked me out, so it's like, yeah. While there might have been teachers' pets out there, I would have been the kind of student who'd been like, yeah, I'm just going to be here in this back corner, not bothering anybody, just trying to do my work and totally stay out of everyone's way, so yeah, I'll be over here if you need me, but please don't need me.
A train is traveling... there are days... Excuse me? No horseplay in the lab.
Oh, but your face says something different. Oh my... That could also lead to something... A lot of this could lead to different things. That whole thing about staying after class with your hot teacher, and... a certain kind of horseplay in the lab. Yeah, it's like, a lot of this could lead to certain situations, like... Okay. I don't think she says anything different, so... let's just take her on the moonlight stroll.
It's a good thing I always carry my pointer, because I just couldn't resist that perfect opportunity to tell you about the moon's gravitational interaction with the Earth. But of course, you're right. The moonlight was very pretty too.
So then, you carry that with you everywhere? Do I even want to know why? Yes, it's like, see, here is the moon. It has a gravitational pull relative to... Okay, yeah. Pretty much something like this, I imagine. We're gonna give her a whole bunch of new cars. You're not gonna wreck my cars the way you did with Jack Hoff's cars, are you?
Oh, why this is lovely, but it's too much, really. I couldn't possibly accept. Well, if you insist.
You changed your tune very quickly, I should add. Okay, and now over 90,000 necklaces.
flip that tassel on your proverbial cap, because you've graduated to the friend zone.
But I thought I was already in the friend zone! What?
That means you're invited to campus pub nights, but not the more intimate social occasions I host in my private residence. At least, not yet.
Well then. And that wink she's giving me there.
Just the person I wanted to see. I wanted to bounce some ideas for my next lecture off of you. Although now that I'm looking at you, I have a different kind of bouncing in mind.
No, too easy. I'm not gonna say anything. Speaking of which, though, do you say anything?
Oh, don't get me wrong. Compliments on my brilliance are always welcome. Test the theory if you must, but I can tell you, yes, serious scientists do giggle. See?
Okay, thank you for the answer to the question that I never really thought of asking.
The latest issue of my subscription to Communications in... People are always asking me whether I'm a white wine or red wine kind of woman. What a question! Can't there be a unifying theory of fermented grape drinking?
I don't know, I mean... Baby Bell, do you have an answer for that?
The next time it rains, we should get all dressed up in white and go for a stroll. It's a wonderful way for freshening up.
Okay. Alright, Miss Desiree, there's your answer.
Just the person I wanted to see. You don't think Marie Curie is prettier than me, do you?
Well, I know that Jimmy Neutron apparently had a thing for her, but... Well, let's be real. Does anyone think that Marie Curie looked anything like Miss Desiree did? I kinda doubt it. So, hey, you know, I think she pales in comparison to you.
There are... The latest... If there is such thing as an infinite multiverse, then it stands to reason that in at least one alternate reality, you and I are... more than friends? I mean, hypothetically.
Yes, hypothetically speaking, we should add. Well, I don't know. Would you like for that universe to happen here? Okay, well, I don't know, you know the whole thing, like, do you want that universe to be this one right here where we become more than friends? Like, you know. She's not really saying too much else, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let's take her to the beach.
Sunbathing by the pool is lovely, but by the beach is better. And having you there by my side, well, that was the best.
Alrighty then, and yeah, she had her drink ready to go. Okay, first, Shell.
Oh, why this is lovely. I've always loved to curl up with a good glass of wine and a 1,000-page book of cutting-edge theoretical physics.
Not my ideal way of spending a nice evening at home, but whatever floats your boat.
But lately I've been burning for someone to share it with. Could it be you?
I doubt it's a... Oh. I mean, obviously, I do find a lot of references to songs, but I mean, I guess it's because there's a lot of songs written about a lot of things, but I'm just here like... That Could It Be You song just popped into my head now. One of my favorite ballads from Cascada.
Could it be you, or do I lose my way? I'm here but colorblind.
Oh dear. Why is it that every time I see you, I wind up so tongue-tied I worry I won't recover in time to teach my next class?
Welcome to my world, where my tongue stops working every so often and I worry about being an idiot in front of people when I record these videos. Okay, it was kind of weird how, for a moment, this was just a jumble of words and whatnot, and it's like, okay, there we go. Now it makes sense. Do you say anything else, considering we've progressed a couple levels since then?
You make me think there might be more to life than what can be quantifiably observed in reproducible laboratory conditions.
Yeah, because, I mean, after all, quite a few things in laboratory conditions are just theoretical. You have to actually put some of those things in practice just to make sure that what you have written on there is true and not just mere theory. In other words, get out there and go do stuff!
It's not fair. I tried to picture my lecture hall naked in order to calm my nerves, but all I could think about was you. That didn't calm me down at all.
I can probably take a few guesses for what it did make her feel.
An intelligent woman is one who knows her own mind, knows what she wants. And what I want is you.
Well then. Well, I can definitely say there's something about a woman that knows what she wants that is pretty attractive. And an intelligent woman at that. That just makes it doubly attractive.
Feel free to compliment me whenever you feel like it. The old guard establishment may be loath to admit it, but flattery will get you everywhere in academia. And with me specifically.
Okay then, well... So... It's okay for me to hit you up and compliment you left and right, and... Well then. So she really wanted me to be pretty far in love.
You make me think there might be more. The new dean gifted me a bottle of top-shelf, very expensive scotch. And I can't think of anyone I'd rather share it with than you.
You know things are real when you're the first person she thinks of when opening up a bottle of expensive scotch.
Diamonds have myriad practical uses in the field of science, but I've never heard of using them the way you do.
Oh yeah, these things are magical, but very limited. And if one of my geology professors were here right now... Yeah, I'm just here thinking back, especially with the hardness scale and how like diamonds are like one of the top things on that hardness scale. So, anyhow, I will not bore you with any of those old memories right now.
Unintelligent. Well, you're getting awfully bold, aren't you? I didn't say I didn't like it.
I didn't tell you to stop.
Test. Test. Well, you're getting awfully bold, aren't you? I didn't say I didn't like it. This is so cute! I mean, my regards for this thoughtful token of your affection.
I just gave you a shell. You didn't have to... A moment ago, I gave you shells and you were here like, oh yeah, this is going to the thrift store. Now she's here like freaking out over it, like it's the best damn thing ever in the world. The duality of Miss Desiree, am I right? Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and take her sightseeing now.
Just because I was cold on our tour doesn't mean my scarf was useless. It served as a perfect real-life demonstration of Bernoulli's principle.
Useless! And, well, oh my god, there we go again. I'm just here like... Seriously? I'm trying not to have the PTSD about my time in physics classes, especially because I needed those for my geology degree, but it's very difficult. Yeah, especially thermodynamics was probably one of the hardest classes I ever took. But then obviously, yes, you do need thermodynamics, especially when it comes to properties of rock and metamorphosizing and all this stuff. And well, I said I wasn't going to go into my geology days too much, but here I am. You have to understand, though, I'm here like, those classes, I just, like, yeah, it's borderline PTSD whenever I think of those classes. So, I mean, it's nothing against you, Miss Desiree, but yeah, it's the professor who taught that, and just, I barely learned anything in that class.
Did you accidentally magnetize yourself in the lab?
Is she gonna go there?
Because I'm suddenly finding myself rather attracted to you.
Yeah, she went there. A magnet pun. Okay, I'll give you an A for effort. Look at me, giving a grade to the teacher.
You, me, a picnic lunch behind the bleachers. What do you say?
Hello. Or should I say, hi-oh! Alright, well, anyway, wow, Bewitched Jam and 50 movie dates. We're almost to the end here, but before we do that, let's go ahead and see if she says anything else.
An intelligent woman. I was so laser-focused on becoming a tenured professor before 30 that all I did was work, work, work. Even once I achieved my goal, I found it hard to switch off. It was like the part of me that was fun-loving and spontaneous had atrophied from disuse. Then I texted you, and that all changed. You helped me be me again, gray hair or not. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Yeah, it seems as though she was really, like, pushing herself really hard then. Work, 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 work. And I haven't heard that song in years, but that part of the song still gets stuck in my head, and it's really annoying. And if I have to endure it, well then so do you. Anyhow, if I remember right, I mean, given that she is 28, then yes, clearly she has accomplished the goal of becoming a tenured professor before 30. But it does make you kind of question, like, well, yeah, how soon did she, like, jump into this? And, well, I don't remember the exact wording in the phone fling, but at least according to some people on Reddit, she became a pretty young professor. So, yeah, in that sense, she kind of threw all the fun-loving and spontaneity, like, out the window, cast it to the winds, and shackled herself to studying and becoming a professor. And if I also remember this kind of quote that I saw, your 20s are pretty much about discovering who you are. Your 30s are more so about becoming who you want to be. So, if you think of this logic here, becoming a tenured professor before 30, I mean, that is an impressive accomplishment, no doubt, and, I mean, I will not, belittle that. However, though, if you think about that quote for a moment, it does kind of feel like you are you're missing out on stuff. So, essentially, it boils down to that you still have a lot of time in your life, especially if you are in your 20s. So you should be using that time to really figure out who you are and what you want to be, what you want to do in life, and use your 30s to basically go full speed ahead to make that happen. So yeah, I'm just here like, I do give props to those who are able to accomplish so much before the age of 30, but at the same time it does kind of make me wonder, like, you got what you wanted, but what did it cost you? And in some cases, you could very well be missing out on a lot of fun and opportunities that may never come by again because it's just passed you by. You know, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, I suppose you could say. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Okay, well, does she say anything else, though?
Would you still love me if I was a tardigrade?
I don't even know what that is. Hold on, let me look this up. Yes, I'm going to look up what is a tardigrade. I'm just here like, what is that word? Once again, using all these words that are... What am I trying to say? Oh wait, tardigrade. Here we go. Oh, what the hell am I looking at? What is a tardigrade? Tardigrades are invertebrates belonging to... Basically, they're crustaceans and insects. And oh my... These look ugly! Like, oh my god, this looks like something that I would see in my nightmares. I'm not joking. Okay, let me just put that out of my mind and... Well... Knowing what I know now, I'm just here like, like, it looks like an eldritch being from a higher plane of existence. Like, seriously, I'm here like, I saw the picture in Google and I'm like, I don't want to see that again. Please, make it go away. Make the scary bug creature go away, please, for the love of all that's good in the world. So, I don't know if I could actually answer that, knowing what I know now after seeing what I just saw. I would like to imagine maybe if you were still you deep down, I could try to look past that, but then at the same time, I would be having nightmares and I would probably be too scared to go to sleep, even if I could. Oh boy, I'm just here like... Yeah, they're like, okay, I'm okay now.
Feel free to compliment me. Would you still love... Well, you're getting awfully bold, aren't you? I didn't say I didn't like it.
Stop mentioning a tardigrade around me. I don't want to think about it again. Okay, I think that's all she says. So, Shell?
Careful now. Too much squirming and I might pop a garter.
Well, we can't have that happening now, can we? Okay, well, 50 movie dates.
Ah, that film contained an insulting amount of flawed science. And yet, every time an improbable plot twist occurred, your hand would casually brush against mine in the popcorn bucket, thus shorting out my higher brain function and causing me to forget why I was annoyed. Whether or not you were doing that on purpose, I liked it a lot.
Okay, duly noted. And I was about to say, are you talking about Michael Bay's Transformers movies? But then, well... No, what am I saying? There were quite a few plot twists in those movies, especially with Dark of the Moon. So... Okay, fine, but still. Those movies did have a lot of flawed logic to them. And no continuity whatsoever! I know there was a person who was trying to, like, make a timeline and make sense of those movies, but especially with the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beasts, and the guy who's in... Well, one of the guys in charge who doesn't know if those movies are a reboot or sequel prequels to the Bay movies, I don't know, but point being, those movies don't make any sense whatsoever, whether in continuity or in logic. Anyhow, Bewitched Jam time.
I may be a tenured professor, but looking at you makes me feel like a giddy schoolgirl again.
Well then.
My cheeks blush, my heart beats in my ears. I feel the sensation colloquially referred to as butterflies in my stomach.
Yup, and you're giddy like a schoolgirl, a true blue girl. Alright, well.
My mind's been working overtime today. No, not untangling string theory. Coming up with excuses to see you.
Well then. Oh, and buy some apples! The prophecy is being fulfilled.
The prophecy is being fulfilled.
Okay, but before that, let's go ahead and... Oh my... 100 Mystic Slippers, the most expensive gift in this game. Jeez. I mean, I'm good for it, but still. Alright, so let's see if she says anything else before... Yeah, I think we're heading to the end here.
I was so laser-focused on becoming a Would you still love me? I was so... In physics, there are certain fundamental physical constants that define our universe. The speed of light in a vacuum, Newton's gravitational constant, the mass of particles. But I'd propose one more. The rate of growth in my affection for you. We could call it the marshmallow constant.
Okay. Would it be more valuable than Planck's constant? Okay, well.
I wouldn't mind if you fell into my gravity well, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. Really? Okay, well. I have a few ideas of where her gravity well could be, but I'm not gonna say anything.
I need a day off. Do wayward students still pull the fire alarm unnecessarily? Would you like to?
Okay, well, one random story time. While we were well, I think, yeah, we were still in middle school at the time. We were visiting one of the high schools for something, I don't know, I guess just to kind of, you know, they were trying to prepare us for getting into high school and whatever, and one of the students from our school, no joke, pulled the fire alarm there, and and before you ask, oh yeah, he got busted. Yeah, he got busted, especially because he bragged about doing it. So, yeah. I don't know. Although that was back in my middle school days. I don't know if students still do that in this day and age.
I wouldn't... Would you still... Oh, you're getting awfully bold, aren't you? I didn't say I didn't like it.
Okay, well, so far I'm not seeing anything new, and I really want her to stop asking me, or mentioning tardigrades to me, because, yeah, I keep flashing back to that picture I saw on Google, and I'm like, no, please stop, that thing seriously looks so freaky to me, and I'm like, oh, jeez, like, seriously, if I have nightmares tonight of that thing, I'm blaming you. Because I didn't know what it was until now, and frankly, I think I was better off not knowing. Alright, so we'll just give her the Mystic Slippers.
Oh my! Thank you! Did I get caught up in my research and forget another special occasion again?
Yes. You forgot about our wedding! And I was just standing at the altar and I was crying. And then I went to step on the stairs and I felt like an idiot, especially because everyone showed up, and... Okay, no. No, I'm pretty much thinking of Flubber. There I go again, mentioning that movie. Alright, now we're just gonna go ahead and buy some apples.
I think it's long past time we make this thing between us official.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering what you were putting out, and what I was dishing out in the phone fling, you know, I feel like, yes, we should have been a thing ages ago.
So, I want you on my arm as my permanent +1 at academic functions from now on. Deal?
It's a date.
I've got 2 bottles of wine and a stack of marking to do. All I need now is someone to lovingly massage me while I work. Wink, wink.
Well then, and what? Miss Desiree's in love with you. A+. All right, I passed. Let me see. I guess let's go through and see what she says now, if anything. For the love of all that's good, you better not mention that thing again to me.
In physics, there are certain fundamental physical constants that... Oh, it's almost summer term! I was thinking, you and I could spend every single day of it in varying states of undress.
Well, you're definitely being very forward now, aren't you?
Let's stay in and play with lasers.
Hey, a laser! Alright, no, well... well... Do I want to know how we're going to be playing with lasers? We're going to be doing, like, laser tag or whatever, or is there something else that I'm not thinking of that's... You know what, maybe it's best that I don't think about it too much.
You know how professors strive to make tenure? Well, I want that, but in love. With you.
Okay, well... I guess we could try to make this happen, although I'm not sure how.
Oh, it's almost... I'm glad I get to share my slice of space-time with you.
Aw, thank you.
I'm such an A-type personality. I love to stay on top of things. And people.
Okay, well, I guess we know where she stands. Or she sits. Oh, boy. And you know what? This just made me realize her blood type is A, as in A. Straight A's. Getting straight A's, doing good in school, you know. It didn't hit me until now, like, yeah, it makes sense now, totally.
I wonder how many alternate universes there are where we nonetheless still fall for one another. Oh, to experience love across such infinity.
A multiverse of love, you could say. Although, honestly though, I guess I do kind of think about that, especially with, like, some of the IRL women that I've had feelings for, and just, like, part of me thinks, like, I wonder if there's, like, a universe out there where her and I, like, we're happy together, and, you know, we made it work. And I did not end up getting my heart broken in so many different ways. Yeah, so... I mean, it's still an interesting thing to think about. You know, of course there is that whole thing that whenever you do make a choice, there is, like, a branching out of another universe. Like, a universe where you decided to go to this college instead of that college, and your life would have turned out completely different from that point on, you know? That sort of thing.
It's funny. Now I'm looking forward to going gray with you.
To grow old with you.
You know how professors strive? All I ever wanted was for someone to play with my hair while I was absorbed in my work.
Well, your hair does look very bouncy.
Oh, please, mercy! Anywhere but there!
Is your hair that sensitive? Oh, oh, come on!
Careful now! Too much squirming and I might pop a garter. Oh, it's almost summer term! My! Someone must want me to keep them after class.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say anything to that. Well, pretty much you all know where that could go. It's like, come on, it's obvious. I don't need to say anything. Let's see, does she... Well, she does have her quotes when you drop in on her, but I just want to see real fast.
I've been conceptualizing some hands-on experiments that will illustrate the scientific concepts of velocity and force of impact. Care to be my assistant?
Why do I have the feeling those are code words for something else entirely? Because that's what I have the feeling that it is.
I cancelled my classes today. Did I not mention that when I invited you to come visit? Oops. Oh well, since you're already here, and And we have the whole classroom to ourselves. Why not take advantage?
See, I'm telling you, this writes itself. I don't need to say anything. Also, oops!
I've been conceptualizing. You must be wondering why I called you to my office. Well, all will be revealed in due time. So, be a dear and lock the door while I close the blinds.
See, like I said, it seriously writes itself here. Okay, well, since I get the feeling that there might not be too much more else, so, since I did hold the zone and get the outfits for her, why don't we go ahead and look at those now? So we're gonna start off with the holiday outfit, especially because Mariah Carey's starting to be unfrozen.
Ah, this cozy sweater makes me want to snuggle in front of a fireplace with a glass of hot mulled wine. If you bring the matches, I'll bring the Merlot.
Alright, and I was about to, well, okay, fine, I guess I'll say it anyway. She's got this kind of hot young Mrs. Claus thing kind of going for her. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded stupid in my head, and I think it sounds even stupider when I'm saying it out loud.
Oh, please, mercy! Anywhere but there!
Okay, and well, this is definitely going to be interesting. We're going to put her in a school uniform. Who would have thought we're putting the college professor in a school uniform?
Huh. I don't know whether to be put off or intrigued by the role reversal at play here. Or perhaps the greatest enjoyment is found in the friction between the two.
Oh boy, there she goes mentioning the friction. Okay, well, I guess that was considering, well, I mean, yeah, she obviously mentions the role reversal here, but for some reason see, I'm so flustered I can't even talk right. What I'm trying to say is I was expecting something a little more, well, different for the school uniform, besides her mentioning the obvious role reversal here. Okay, if we have the swimsuit now, which we did get a preview of.
Do you find it attractive when a very smart woman makes very silly puns? Because I've got a good one about getting laid. Wink, wink.
It's like, and I thought my jokes were bad. Well, I guess you do kind of have the benefit here, so... Oh boy. Okay, and you can kind of see her winking through the sunglasses.
Careful now! Too much squirming and I might pop a garter.
Silly Miss Desiree, you're not wearing your garter belts here. You silly Sally. Okay, what happens if I put a ring on it?
My childhood daydreams were more likely to include PhD after my name than a Mrs. before it. But I must admit, this dress, with you, sets my imagination aflutter.
Well, alright then.
My! Someone must want me to keep them after class.
Well, the dress does look pretty nice on her, I will admit. Okay. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for Miss Desiree. And that just leaves Nightingale, Kira, and then Ranma, and Bree. At least until... well, I have no idea what they might throw at us next. But I'll do my best to be ready and waiting when that time comes. Anyhow, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time with whatever else I do. Stay golden, and later, folks.
La luna estaba llena. Soñé de un paraíso lleno de amor.
Bailando, bailando, amigos, adiós, adiós, el silencio loco. Bailando,
adiós, adiós, es silencio no.